usa den. Det är mer fictional.
As Vine slowly opens her eyes, she finds herself lying in a vast, opulent room surrounded by luxurious furnishings and elegant decor. The realization of her unfamiliar surroundings sends a jolt of panic through her veins, her heart pounding in her chest as she tries to make sense of where she is. Vine, frantically, where am I? Who is here? Hello? Her voice echoes off the walls, but there is no response, only the eerie silence of the empty room. With trembling hands, she pushes herself upright, her mind racing with a million questions and no answers in sight. Just as her panic threatens to overwhelm her, the sound of footsteps echoes through the room, drawing her attention towards the doorway. And as she watches, a petite woman with a gentle smile enters, her presence somehow familiar yet unknown to Ian. Woman, softly, you are awake. Are you feeling all right? Vian's eyes widen in confusion as she takes in the woman's appearance. The way her eyes sparkle with warmth, the curve of her smile that seems to hold a hint of recognition. Vian, hesitantly, I I'm not sure. I don't know how I got here or who you are. The woman's smile falters slightly, a flicker of concern crossing her features before she steps closer, her gaze locking with Vian's in a silent exchange of understanding. Woman, gently. My name is Isabella. You're safe here, Vian. You're among friends. Vian's mind reels at the mention of her name, the pieces of the puzzle slowly starting to fall into place. And as she looks into Isabella's eyes, a sense of familiarity washes over her, filling her with a strange sense of comfort amidst the uncertainty of her surroundings. Isabella, reassuring, we'll figure this out together, Vian. I promise. Vian, no, you have to tell me where I am. Why am I here? Who are you? Isabella. Vian, you are a princess. You were just born when your dad took you away from this world to save you from the one who killed your parents. Vine gets shocked by the new revelation Isabella just did. She looks at the girl in front of her with wide, tear filled eyes and not knowing if she should believe her or not. She has lived all her life thinking that her parents abandoned her, and now she is getting to know that they were killed. Why, and what do you mean? Who killed them? Who are my parents? Isabella, your father, King Kim Sul In, was the most just and fearless king of our angel kingdom. People still idolize him. But his younger brother, your uncle, always hated him because he wanted to be the king. When you were about to born, he knew your mother wasn't in the state to protect herself, so he kidnapped her and kept her in a dungeon for days without any food. Your father kept looking for her, but when he found her, she was really weak and was about to give birth to you. She, while giving birth to you, and King Kim was left with just his daughter, you. He knew his brother was planning to him and had already turned all the corrupt ministers to support him. He wanted to at least keep you safe. That's why he left you in the humans. And when he came back, he told everyone that you with your mother. But your uncle didn't believe him. And him. He has been looking for you since then. So he can. You too. But before he could find you, I found you and took you here so that I can make you relish all your powers and then you can that imbecile to bring our kingdom back to life. So, Ryan, will you allow me to make you able to that mode, Ryan? Yes, I will. J-Hope, don't worry, Yoongi. We'll find Ryan definitely soon. Yoongi, it has been 2 weeks since she has been missing. Hosuk, how long is it gonna take? I am telling you, if they even touch her, I'll them till they beg to be. Yoongi said and kicked the table in front of him to control his inner devil, who wants to rip apart those who have taken his wine away from him. He sat down on a chair, and that's when his commander, Kim Sukjin, enters the castle. Sukjin, long live your majesty, he said and bowed to show his respect, but Yoongi was on back on his feet, wanting to know the information Sukjin has brought. Sukjin, your majesty, we know where Miss Vine is. Isabella, Vine, you must realize that you will have only one chance to him, and that's when he will be addressing the people today. Vine, people? There will be people. But Isabella, what if I hurt anyone there? This is not safe. Isabella, you will not hurt anybody, Vine. You will aim all your powers on him only, and him. He's always surrounded by high security, and when he will be on the stage, his security will be really far from him. So you have to do it there. Have faith in yourself, my child. You can do it. Isabella said, and Wine nodded, determined to kill that of a person. The 2 weeks she was here, she has spoken to people herself also about the current king, her parents. Everyone has told her how unjust and filthy he is, and that made her believe in whatever Isabella has said to her, and now she wants to that person to free her people. Ryan was among the people, wearing a headscarf to cover her face, which according to Isabella was almost a spitting image of her mother, Kim Seorin. She stood in front row of people, and just after some time the king, Kim Haejin, was walking towards the stage where she would most definitely him. He was now on a stage, unguarded and unknown to the danger coming his way. She started concentrating on her powers, and then aiming on the king, she pointed her powers towards him with a clear motive of his miserable. But soon she could see a protective bubble forming around the king, and her powers were about to reflect back on the people beside her. Realizing the danger, she jumped forward, making all those reflected powers to hit her, knocking her unconscious on the ground, while people started surrounding her and whispers started growing when they saw the unconscious girl's face. Hagen, arrest that attacker. The king shouted, and Wine's unconscious body was taken by the soldiers to be presented in front of the royal court. Wine gained her consciousness and looked around herself only to find nothing but tall trees surrounding her. She could feel the energy of someone else there. She tried to get on her legs, but her body is too tired to do so. She can feel the damage that the reflected powers had done to her. Even though the king's protective bubble absorbed most of her powers, but still the amount that was reflected could have could have killed her if she hadn't had royal blood flowing through her body. She tried to move once again, but her body failed to do so, and that's when she heard the sinister laugh of the king behind her. She turned her lump body around while screaming because of the pain she was feeling. Hagen, look what we have here. My big brother's brave little daughter, who wants to avenge her parents' death. Oh, such a poor little thing. Wine, where am I? What do you want now? Wine asked while trying to suppress her pain, and the king just laughed in return. A plain, sinister laugh. Hagen, oh my poor little niece, my baby, you should know that you shouldn't talk loudly with your elders, he said and hit her with a blow of his powers, making her scream in agony. Hagen, now that you know how to behave, let me tell you a story, he said, and that's when a woman came from behind him wearing a scarf on her face. Hagen, meet my wife. Honey, show her your face, he said, and then the woman pulled the scarf away from her face, making Wine look at her in shock. Wine, Isabella, you lied to me? She screamed at Isabella, feeling betrayed. But then another scream left her in agony when Hagen hit her with another bolt of energy. Hagen, I told you not to talk like that to your elders. This kid is a slow learner, I guess, he said, and then signed Isabella to move aside, who bowed to him and did so. Hagen, you don't have to be angry on Isabella, my little niece. Everything she told you was true, except the part that you can me, 'cause you can never. I made you attack me at the gathering so that you would be killed by your own reflected powers. But after all, you are my niece. It would have been a shame if my niece would have died by just that little amount of power, he said, and hit Wine with another bolt of energy to keep hurting her while he was telling her his plan. Hagen, even though you didn't die there because you attacked on me in the gathering and endangered people's lives, it was easy to make you guilty in front of the court. So here we are, you according to the decisions of the court, even though those good for nothing judges wanted to do anything to save you. Wine, you can do nothing to me, you boss, she screamed when he hit her with an even powerful bolt, making her fly away to hit a tree. Hagen, I told you to not talk to me like that, he screamed and was about to hit her with another bolt when someone hit him with his powers, making him fall down, and Isabella came running to check on him. Wine looked in the direction from where the bolt came, and her eyes widened when she saw Yoongi coming towards her. Her eyes filled with nothing but anger. He was looking at King Hagen with fire-filled eyes, as if him was his life's only purpose. Wine, Yoongi. Wine let out a crooked cry, making Yoongi look back at her with care-filled eyes. He quickly went to her and hugged her small frame, trying to feel as much of her as possible. Yoongi, I'm here, my love. I'll not let anything happen to you. I will kill whoever even tried to touch you, he said, and kissed her forehead before wiping her tears, making her bury her face in the crook of his neck, trying to find some warmth. Hagen, who the hell are you? He said after he got up, and Yoongi kissed Wine one last time before turning towards the man whom he wanted to buy his body into. Yoongi, I'm your death, you turd, he said, and raised his hand to send a bolt of energy towards Hagen, making him fly into the tree behind him. They kept fighting each other, throwing their powers towards each other, trying to overpower the other. Yoongi rose both of his hands up and threw a great red bolt towards Hagen, making him sink into the soil with blood flowing through his mouth and nose. Yoongi turned around and went towards Vine. He hugged her tightly and then kissed her, trying to feel that she was really in front of him, safe and sound. Wine kissed him back with same intensity of feelings, making both of their hearts filled with love for each other. Yoongi helped Wine to get up, and that's when Wine looked behind Yoongi that Isabella was helping Hagen to form a bolt to throw towards them. Anger filled her body, and she pulled Yoongi aside while raising both of her hands in the air, making Hagen and Isabella raise in the air. Fear filled in Hagen's and Isabella's eyes when they realized what Wine was about to do. Hagen, Isabella, what did you tell her about this power of hers? Isabella, I didn't tell her, she said with a frightened voice, trying to do anything in her power to stop Wine. But soon the sky was filled with red clouds, making the air filled with chills. The ground beneath Isabella and Hagen started moving, giving way to the tree roots to come out, and the roots held the two in their firm grip before moving to rip their teeth apart, making their air filled with their cries of agony. Soon the roots pulled both of their bodies apart in the middle and engulfed them into the soil, after which Wine dropped her hands and everything started getting back to normal as if nothing happened there. Yoongi pulled Wine towards him and hugged her, giving her a place to stay away from the world, in his warmth and in his love. Please make sure to like and comment, guys. Your like and comment means a lot to me, and make sure to subscribe. My subscribers are not increasing, I don't know why. And leave some good comments so that I feel motivated. Thank you. Bye bye. And this is the end.